All right. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. We have a startling topic for you all today that we're going to be jumping into. And I also have a surprise for you all. So let's go ahead and get live on these other platforms. Where is my captions at the bottom? Give me 1 second, y'all. I was getting the thumbnail together and I got the thumbnail together behind the scenes, but then it didn't want to let me upload the thumbnail. So I spent all that time working on it and we can't even upload it. You know what? I'm going to take a commercial break and upload it, as a matter of fact. All right. So go ahead. Let's get live on these platforms. All right. We're live on Periscope, live on LinkedIn, and we are live on Facebook. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome. I am your host, Tanya TKO, and I am a self-love specialist from TanyaTKO.com. I help you learn how to love yourselves and one another. On this channel, we use viral video topics as teachable moments for what self-love or self-abuse looks like in your own life. So today, we are going to be talking about a topic that is very trying for many of us. So let's get this up on the screen real quick. Here we go. We're going to be talking about Brother Polight today, right? We're going to be talking about Brother Polight and his shenanigans. He's going around saying that the felony charges were dropped when in fact there were 4 more felonies and a misdemeanor added. So we have a special treat for you all. Let me just gear this up real quick. I have a treat for you all because we have a lawyer who is consulting with us today. So I'm going to bring her forward. Come forward and say hello. Hello. All right. So tell everybody your name. Hold on. My volume is not. Hold on. Let me get your volume together for me. I'm sorry. Give me 1 second. I just want to make sure that all of the volume is, or you need to make sure that you're not on mute. You got to make sure you're not on mute because I know backstage when the music was going. All right.
Oh,
There
yes.
you go. All right.
My name is Lisa Roxanne Walters Jeffers. I'm an attorney out of New York. I've been admitted to practice since 2004, specializing in criminal and corporate law, family law, what we call family offenses, which is the merger of criminal, domestic violence, and family law, and some other facets of law. Hi, everybody.
Okay. And so
Brooklyn.
thank you. Welcome. What made you decide to participate in today's conversation?
Besides being a follower of yours, Tanya, this kind of touched me personally because having some family history with, abuse within the family, also having some clients with a similar family dynamic, and just in my own community, seeing this where there are, family members that you trust or people who are deemed as family that you trust, that these violations are either accused or later to be found out. It happens. And unfortunately, it's very prevalent in a lot of our communities.
Yeah. So what are you most looking forward to in today's conversation? Because you haven't seen the videos yet yourself.
Not the latest one. What I'm looking forward to mostly is just educating people on there's 6 charges out there right now, is educating people as to what these charges are and, versus what he's saying, and what's really out there to, give some clarity to people and also just give people some awareness and hopefully give people some enlightenment as to things to watch out for, and just so we can be more aware and heightened as to how we can protect our children, just protecting our children. You know, I'm a mother of 8 at this point, and they're all this girl's age and younger. So this is very important to me.
Got you, got you. So thank you so much. So what we're going to do is we're going to pop you backstage, and then we are going to play the video so you'll be able to see that backstage. And I'm going to skip around in it because the first video is 45 minutes. I don't know how long the second video is. I also want to ask you, because I want to play the statement from the judge from when he was in court and got his bond hearing, where the judge told him not to get on social media and discuss the case, etc. So I also want to ask your professional opinion about whether or not you believe that he's violating the judge's order. All right. So thank you so much. Thank you. And welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome in, everybody. I'm going to give my greetings now, and I'll see you backstage. Okay. All right, so I am your host, Tanya TKO, and as you know, I am a self-love specialist from TanyaTKO.com. I hope you learn how to love yourselves and one another. On this channel, we use viral video topics as teachable moments for what self-love or self-abuse looks like in our lives and in your own life. And so for those of you who are not familiar with Brother Polight, whose real name is Michael Nowak, but I refer to him as Brother Polight because that is what he is known as publicly. And so I want you all to be able to know who I'm talking about. So here, this is him right here. In August, he was arrested after months of being free after a police report was filed for a young lady who it is being alleged that he took to a hotel room and assaulted intimately. There's certain words we can't say on YouTube, but we've been covering this story. You can go through my playlist and look at some of the videos that I've done explaining and going through the details of this, right? He had a bond hearing a few days ago where the prosecution actually stated and confirmed that his semen was found on the clothing that the little girl was wearing. She's 14. It is being alleged that he plied her with alcohol and perhaps even narcotics, that her mouth was battered, and that she had seen his member because he took it out and tried to shove it in her face when it was so overwhelming for her that she passed out. It is stated that it says in the police report that she woke up with him attempting to shove his hand down her throat to get her to eject her food or whatever was inside of her belly to make her bring it back up. She said that she awoken at that point. He took her back to the mother. It is being stated that he took her back to the mother, that her mouth was battered and swollen, and that the mother was like, why is my child intoxicated? They were allegedly only supposed to go to the lobby to pick up some food when he returned the child allegedly hours later. And the mother was like, what's going on? And he was like, oh, you can't tell anybody because this is going to really mess up my career, right? So that is the premise for what it is that we're talking about right now. We showed the bond hearing the other day, and I'm going to pull that up when we ask the question. But this right here, it took me a few days to even be able to play this because his energy is just so draining that if this is not, if you're drained by this or triggered, I can understand you taking a segue and coming back when you're feeling more vibrant, because I had to take a few days before I could play this myself. So without further ado, we can jump right into this.
Both first-degree felony sexual assault charges have been dropped. Let's start it off with this conversation right here. Again, I won't be talking about the case specifically for all the right reasons. I have legal counsel. They're going to do what they got to do. What we are going to talk about is cyber defamation litigation. We are going to have a conversation about that. We are going to have a conversation about cyber defamation litigation. We are going to do that. And the reason why we're going to do this, because there's a lot of dishonest, wicked people out there. I've never seen nothing like this, where people literally prey on someone's demise.
You know something? I
So I
have
say
to
it
pause
again.
this. I have to pause this. You see the show he's putting on, right? You see him bombastically hollering out what but we showed you. I showed you the other day. I showed you that his charges, there were actually 4 more felonies added. So here, I'm going to show you this screen, right? So this is his information as it is shown on the public site for Miami, right? These are his charges, right? L&L, we went over this the other day, and we're going to ask the lawyer what it is that her professional opinion of these charges is. So we have L&L, child 12 through 16, so it's lewd and lascivious act, molestation. MOL is the molestation of a child between the ages of 12 and 16. He has 2 counts of that, plus a lewd and lascivious conduct with a child under 16, right? As you see, these are felonies. Another felony was added, contributing to the delinquency of a minor. I'm sorry, that was a misdemeanor, contributing to the delinquency of a minor. And then we have lewd and lascivious acts by a person under the age of 16, by a person over the age of 18. And as you see, this is also a felony. So those are the 4 felonies. As you see, I'll show you here. Let me move this over so you can see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? 4 felonies plus a misdemeanor. And now, so what is he saying is dropped? The engaging with a child in a fellatio sex act between the ages of 4 and 14, which is a felony, it says no action. I'll show you. When they went to court, and you can look at the dockets, it says no action, right? And then the next one, I'll show you the next one. This one right here, which says sexual battery of a child of a victim between 12 and 17 by a person over the age of 18, which is a felony. It says no action. So we're gonna bring legal counsel back up on this screen, and we're going to find out from her. What does no action mean? What does no action mean? Oh, you have to unmute yourself. You're muted.
So, can you hear me? Yes. So no action is not a dismissal. It's not an acquittal. It's where the state has opted to say, at this point, we are not going to pursue those charges. In most cases, that means that they probably will not pursue them, but it does not mean that they cannot. It is not the same as when there's a dismissal with what we call with prejudice.
Mm-hmm.
And when we have a dismissal with prejudice, that means this is like what we call the double jeopardy standard. And that means that they can never bring it up again. When they've opted to say, we have no action at this time, we're going to leave this alone right now. And that usually means we have a procedural or technical issue that at this point we feel that this case is not strong enough. And in a few seconds, I'm going to explain why. So we're going to lay low on these 2 charges right now. But they do reserve the right. And in fact, they can bring those particular charges. They have 175 days, which is a little under half a year in the state of Florida, to bring those charges up again. Now, the battery case is the RA, I won't say.
Right, the R word.
Because I know the R word, the forcible case. The other one is the statutory R case. Okay. So both of those cases are, if you watch Tanya's broadcast of the bond hearing, when she kept saying PBL, punishable by life, the 30-year charges,
Okay.
Those are those 30-year charges. Those are the more serious felonies. The other felonies that are not no action that you see on that docket, which are 15-year felonies,
Mm-hmm.
those that are still standing, those 30-year felonies that are no action, that are still sitting there, that they could still opt to prosecute, are not gone forever. They are not dismissed. They are not dropped. And if you listen to that full video,
Mm-hmm.
the prosecutor clearly says she is planning to file motions on those charges. And his defense attorney went on and on about, oh, judge, those are not before us right now. She is bringing those up improperly, which quite honestly she was, because she hasn't filed those motions. But
Okay.
she's reserving her right to file motions on those later, because as she
Okay.
stated, he should have never received bond on those. He should have been kept in jail on those in the first place. And
Oh, okay.
probably there are some technical things that either the police or the prosecutor should have done. They didn't have their stuff together to make those charges tighter. So when he
Mm.
says those charges were dropped, they were not. They probably were a little sloppy. They probably didn't have all their ducks in a row, but it is possible that those two stronger felonies, those 30-year charges, he could still be charged on at some point. So what stands now is he has two no action charges, which could be revived at some later point, right? He still has the 4 felonies, which are 15 years a pop, which could be consecutive, which means it could be 15 plus 15 plus 15,
Mm.
or concurrent, which means we're going to do all 15 years at the same time, plus the misdemeanor, which was actually charged earlier. And he has bond on all of them. And right now, and all of those hearings are up in December, but everybody wait and see, because the prosecutor has already said she's planning to file motions on those charges to strengthen the original charges. So
Oh,
it,
wow.
yes, if you go back and listen to the video you played of the bond hearing, she
Yeah.
is planning to file some more motions to strengthen those charges.
Oh,
So all that stuff
wow. Okay.
about, oh, it's dropped, it's not dropped. That's not what no action means.
So let me ask you
So
this question. If it was dropped, how would that show on the state's website? If it
it would
says no
show
action, but what would it show if it was dropped?
it would show dismissed,
Mm-hmm.
or it would show an acquittal. So, and in fact, I actually looked through the records, and what's not showing on your thumbnail, there's actually 2 pages of records where his defense counsel filed a motion to dismiss, and that motion was
Oh,
not granted. Okay,
really?
because that
Okay.
motion is still out and open. So they did not get their motion to dismiss. So that's all sitting up in the air. And what we have now is a bunch of stuff sitting, waiting till December, motions that we know that the prosecutor is still planning to file to strengthen the charges. And it is very possible those two 30-year charges will be revived, or they will enhance the other 4 charges, because
Mm.
what the prosecutor really wants to do is put him in jail and have him with no bond. That's really what she wants to do.
Okay.
Um, she may or may not get that. So we're not sure how that's all going to turn out. But if those 2 stronger charges were dismissed, they would say dismissed. And they don't say that. And they're not dismissed. He is not
Okay.
acquitted, nor is he dismissed on those charges.
Got you. Thank you so much. Thank you for that input. All right. So we temporarily dropped off of Facebook. I'm not really sure why, but I just reconnected to Facebook. So if you're just joining us from Facebook, listen, look, I don't know what happened with us going down on Facebook, but you can't stop the message. You can try to stop the messenger, but the truth always shines out in the light. So we're back on Facebook now here again. So listen, to the people on Facebook, there's some people playing some games on Facebook. So you can come over to YouTube and catch the full broadcast there without any interruptions. We are currently speaking with legal counsel, who is advising us on the terms that we may not be aware of from this Michael Nowak case, aka Brother Polight. He has 4 more felony charges which were added, and he is claiming that the 2 felonies were dropped. I'll play that for you all again since we're just coming back up on Facebook. Go ahead and share this video. We are live right now. Go ahead, leave your comment on the video, like the video, tag somebody, and tell them to come over and get involved in the conversation. Because you see, there's a lot of people who are trying to stop the message, but you can't, because the truth always shines through. So, Counselor, we're going to come back to you in just a moment. We're going to go back into this video, but I'm going to skip around because his energy really drains me. Okay, so we'll be right back with you. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right. So listen, welcome back in, everybody. I'm sorry about what happened on Facebook with us going down. And it's all right, because I'm not going to stop. I am an official FON, foot on neck. And I'll be a FONN with my foot on the neck of an acre. So we're going to continue to go forward, and we're going to look at a little bit more of this video right here. I'll play this for you again in the very beginning. As you see, we just heard from the lawyer.
Both
Listen.
first-degree felony sexual assault charges have been dropped.
Lies.
Let's start it off with this conversation right here. Again, I won't be talking about the case specifically for all the right reasons. I have legal counsel. They're going to do what they got to do. What we are going to talk about is cyber defamation litigation. We are going to have a conversation about that.
You know what I want to do real quick?
We are going to have a
I know you all hate when I stop and pause the video and all of that. Look, that's how I do it on this show. If that doesn't resonate with you, that's fine. You can watch it someplace else. I'm open to that. You have to do what's right for you. I want to show you something real quick. I just want you to take a look at the difference, right? I want you to take a look at the difference between the way his behavior is in these videos and the way his behavior is in court, right? I want you to take a look at how he humbled himself. How he's sitting there in the white man suit, humbled, and on his best behavior, right? So you all remember this right here. You remember this. You remember how the lawyer got in that ass. Here, look.
I also am very concerned that the defendant has been essentially terrorizing the victim. I mean, the victim's 14 years old, and there's been a lot of
since the arrest.
Since the arrest, Judge, he's been very communicative. He's been very vocal on social media. There's been videos of the victim drugged by this defendant leaked online.
Okay, so one thing that I want you to do is I want you to take a look at Nowak, right? Take a look at Nowak. Mama, counselor, I'm going to need you to mute yourself behind the scenes. I'm getting some feedback. All right, I want you to take a look at Nowak, right? Where is his sunglasses and his big hat and all of that, right? This is the prosecution right here. She's going to talk about how his seminal fluids were found on the child.
In this case, we do have DNA showing that the defendant's sperm was on the victim's clothing.
Your Honor, may I ask why any of this is appropriate considering?
And then this is his lawyer right there. People are commenting on this pro-black brother doesn't have a black lawyer. But listen, this is his lawyer right there.
No motion has been filed.
Yeah, that's the thing.
And so I'm going to fast forward to when Nowak starts speaking, right? Because I just want you to take a look at his face. Just look at his face. There in his shiny pinstripe suit or whatever that thing is. But I don't see the glasses. I don't see the hat. I don't see the cyber defamation. I don't see all of that. I want you to hear how humbly he speaks. Let's play.
That 1 through 4 was not charged, and then 6.
Yell.
Okay.
Okay, so we played the whole thing in the video, the last video that we did. So just look here. Let's see.
Mr. Nowak, can you unmute yourself?
Here.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear affirm this testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, sir, you can put your arm down. Can you tell me your full name and your date of birth?
Michael Eugene Note Jr., born August 10th, 1983.
All right, thank you, sir. All right, so you are currently charged under case F21 14438 with several counts involving a minor victim. And the minor victim is identified as T like Thomas, S like Sam. Do you know who that is?
Yes.
All right. Sir, you are ordered that you can have no contact with TS. And when I say no contact, that means no direct contact or indirect contact. Indirect contact includes you cannot communicate with this individual via social media, you cannot call, you cannot text, you cannot reach out to this individual or in some way attempt to communicate through a third person. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, I do.
All right. Now, I will just advise you and admonish you. This means what it says. I do not know whether or not you were given any type of a stay-away order, but as of right now, this stay-away order is in effect in that if you violate any terms of this stay-away order, that may be grounds for your bond status, your pretrial release status to be revoked, and you will be immediately taken into custody. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Anything further on that issue from the state?
All right. You know what? We're going to pause it right there because if you want to see the whole video, you can come on over to the video that I did about the bond hearing. It's the last video I did. Just scroll down or you could search for Polight in my videos, Polight and Tanya TKO, and you can see all the videos that I did on him. So, as you see, where's the hat and the glasses and all of that and all the cyber, the litigation of the cyber situation of the litigation prospertation? You know what I'm saying? Where is all of that? Where's that? His whole In Living Color Act. Where is that? So let's jump back over to the video. We got CG in the house. Welcome in, Cynthia. Let me know if you'd like to drill. We have a lawyer on tonight who is helping us decipher some of the legalese that we may not be aware of. But this case right here, and Cynthia, I want to ask you and other vloggers, I want to ask you all in the comments as well. What has it been like on social media trying to speak up about this? Because people have been trying to silence me and I refuse. I refuse. They try to tell me I hate black men. You already know how I feel about that because you cannot align this cretin as the representative for black men. You cannot. Because I know what good black men are like. To align him with black men is an insult to all black men. And black men need to stand firm in admonishing this effery, in denouncing this demonicness, this devil. All right, so here. Let's continue going forward. Let's continue.
Conversation about cyber, defamation, litigation. We all gonna do that. And the reason why we're gonna do this, because there's a lot of dishonest, wicked people out there. I've never seen nothing like this, where people literally prey on someone's demise. So I say it again. Both first-degree felony sexual assault charges have been
which is a lie, as we just went over. And I have to add, for context, for people who haven't seen the whole video, 4 more felonies and a misdemeanor. He has 7 counts against him. All right? So, and they also, the first 2 were not dropped. They just have a no action in pursuit of the 4 felonies. Come on. The lawyer already stated his DNA and sperm were found on the victim. Stop this.
eradicated. They're gone. Does this mean that there's no other fight? No, there's plenty fight. They came up with new counts. Of course, nothing compared to those first-degree felonies, which is crazy, because that give you life or 30 years in prison early. You dig what I'm saying? So yes,
Counselor,
we will be
can you do me a favor, counselor, behind the scenes?
Yes.
If you can, while we're watching this video, if you can do me a favor and look up the time that a person gets for the first 2 counts, because he's claiming that the first 2 counts will give you life and that the other ones are
So in Florida, the punishable by life, the PBL, life in Florida is 30 years to life.
okay.
So that part he got right. So it's a minimum of 30 years to life. So for each of those first 2 counts that are no action,
Okay.
he could get 30 years each, which again could be consecutive or concurrent.
Oh, okay. So the first 2 felonies came for 30 years. The other 4 felonies come with 15 years. So
Correct.
it's still 60 years.
Or, well, here's the thing, and that all depends on how the sentencing goes. He could get 15 years concurrently, which means it's 15 years for all 4 counts.
Okay.
Or it depends on the judge.
Okay.
It depends on the jury. He could get 15 plus 15 plus 15.
Got you. All right. Thank you for that input. Thank you. All right. Let's jump back. To this real quick. Here we go.
turning up later on the strength. We will be turning up later on the strength. Is there still a fight? There's still a fight. But it's very interesting because a lot of people spoke out of turn, jumped out the window, accused me of things that not even the prosecution can. If the things that people say on YouTube was accurate, I mean, goddamn, you wouldn't even see me here today. You wouldn't see me here today. So how the hell do these people on the internet know so much, but the legal system don't? The shit that people be saying, oh, no, you got to pay for that. Now I was going to wait until later down the line. But goddamn it, since these joints is gone, why not get the ball rolling now? Cyber defamation litigation. We're going to deal with that too. We're talking about suing people.
Google
not
that.
Not only for defamation,
Google.
but also for libel. If you're even writing comments online, lying, blatantly lying on my name, yeah, we're coming for you. You think it's a joke, but this is some serious shit. If you're collecting money off of your videos while misrepresenting what's transpiring in the case, if you're lying on your videos, if you're calling me out my character, like literally saying I am somebody in particular, I've done something in particular. If you're lying and saying, yeah, I had a previous case before. If you're lying and saying, oh, that's Brother Polite statements. I never made a statement. No statements are mine. I never made a statement to nobody. Nobody on planet Earth has a statement from me. So if you're lying on the internet saying, oh, Polite made a statement and said he was going here and he was doing. If you're using my 2-year-old's face on your video, if you're using my 15-year-old's face on your video, if you're messaging them directly, all that shit is crazy. All of that is crazy. If you want to believe I did something, fine. You're entitled to your belief. But to lie and tell people I did something is 2 different things. So again, the 2 worst charges have been reduced. The narrative, that means the narrative has to change.
Reduced?
The Negroes like DNA don't lie. But what they forget to tell you is people do. I told you guys, get your popcorn, right?
This?
No.
Counselor, come back here. Counselor, come back here. I need to hear from you. Unmute yourself. Make sure you're unmuted.
I'm sorry. I didn't see the popcorn part. That almost made me choke. No, they weren't reduced. So reduced would actually show in the record that the same charges have been reduced. That would be part of the procedural record. He did not have charges reduced. He had charges that had no action, which, as I explained, are hanging up there in the air, which the prosecution, the state, is free to recharge. They are still within the.
Why do you think he's saying this though? Why is he on social media claiming that these charges have been reduced? The reason I'm asking you is because somebody else, huh?
Because number one, he's ignorant.
Okay.
And because number two, his lawyer can't control him. And I'm going to say this is not his attorney's fault. Like I mentioned to you earlier, I've had a client like this who I opted to drop, me personally, because I think, and I will say this, Michael Noah probably has enough money to make it worth his attorney's time. I had a firecracker like this who literally 2 months ago, I said, I will not represent you anymore. Literally in the middle of a Zoom hearing, he flipped off the judge with a middle finger, wilded out, and I politely sent notice to the court, notice to him, notice to his mama. I said, I'm not doing this. I'm not, because—
Was he wealthy?
No, he was broke. And I sent a notice, and this is what happened. Because he wouldn't stay off of social media. It was all kinds of crazy stuff. And the prosecutor sent me all kinds of stuff. Oh, look, this is what he's doing on social media. He's violating orders. And I'm not going to do it. And so I understand if somebody like Michael Noah, I believe, has enough money for his attorney to continue in that cycle of madness.
Got you.
Who will violate orders, misspeak, misstate the law. His charges weren't reduced. We've all seen the charges are there. When charges are reduced, there will be a note in the court. The records you just showed will actually say, drop to a blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
This man is crazy, and he's a narcissist. And I'll go on the record as saying that. And any mental health counselor that wants to challenge me can. He's a narcissist. I feel like he probably has some borderline personality disorder, which is why he is willing. You can't control people like this. He's going to say anything and everything. And I honestly feel like it's not that he's lying. He believes what he's saying.
You think he believes this mess? You think he believes that the charges were dropped, even though it shows that they're not? Come on.
I don't think he's looked at his own record. I don't think people like that look at their own record. And I'm going to tell you, after 20 years in practice, let me correct myself. 17 years in practice, people like that do not look at their own record. People like me and his attorney look at his record and try to explain it to him. And he has his narrative, and he has his narrative about what happened that day. And nothing you say, nothing you do, it doesn't matter. He believes the crap he's telling himself.
All right.
He will continue to inflict that pain on other people. And so the only place for him is in jail. And I hope they revive the 30-year charges. And I'll say that on social media and wherever else, because he can't help himself. So he needs to be somewhere where the rest of the world is safe from him.
Okay, thank you. And a question for you. Why do you think he doesn't have on his shades and his red brim hat in the court?
Actually, because a judge would tell him to take those off. And so one thing about with all your rights and everything, you can't wear hats in the court. You can't wear shades in the court unless you have an actual eye problem.
Right.
That's documented medically, and a judge will tell you, take that stuff off in my courtroom. And you must do that. Otherwise, it's considered disrespect of the court, and it's punishable by fines and maybe even a few hours in a cell.
Oh, got you. Thank you. Question. Do you think him coming on social media and talking this talk is violating the judge's order?
So when you go further in the video that you had posted, his stay away order includes anything that is deemed harassing and contacting of her on social media, but it wasn't a gag order. So it doesn't stop him from talking about anything about the case on social media.
Okay.
Therefore, so a total and complete gag order means that anything he says about the case on social media is considered a violation of the order.
Got you.
That's not what the order said.
Question. Do you think his being on social media helps his case?
No. I tell all my clients, stay the H off of social media, stay the F off of social media. And half of them listen, half of them don't, to their own detriment. I tell all my clients.
So you don't think that this is helping his case while he's over there talking about everything is dropped and cyber defamation of the proclamation, stepfation, all of that? You don't think that's helping him?
By the way, defamation is a civil case. He's misstating the law. I tell, once my clients are in court, I tell them, stay off of social media, please. I'm begging you.
So you think that depending on how long his money is, his lawyer might not feel the incentive to continue forward with this?
Yes, and I've seen it happen to clients.
All right, let's jump back to the video. I'm going to try to let it play a little longer, but we're going to come back to you, Counselor. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you. You know what? We have a few apples that have come in. So I want to thank all of the people who send the cash apps through, and all of the people who support with the text notification squad. Thank you all so much. Today's video is sponsored by My Vegan Makeup, who I am going to be vending this Christmas. So I'm getting all of the components together. All of the makeup that I have on my face today is vegan, cruelty-free, and sustainable. Everything. I'm trying out a few things. I went lighter on the red lipstick. Tell me what you think about that. And I appreciate all of you for supporting the show. Text Notification Squad, you all are thebomb.com. And for those of you who don't know, Text Notification Squad are people who get a text notification before I go live. So even the people who are on Facebook, you see how the Facebook feed went down? You get a direct link to my video. It costs $1.99 a month or $22 for the year. And you can always know where to find me. We had a few broadcasts off platform over this past week. So even though I wasn't doing videos publicly, I was doing videos behind the scenes where we were being a support to one another. So thank you all so much. And just look out make sure you're on my mailing list, because I will be announcing, everything, even down to the blush. And it just looks so gorgeous. Even the concealer, because you know my main makeup routine has the concealer in it to be able to stop the tired eyes, because I be up all night negotiating prices so that we can get the best deal and the best quality. Because I'm telling you, if you have not used vegan makeup, it is an upgrade. I'm talking about nature knew how to do it. Like this, my face looks so fresh and beautiful. So yes, thank you all so much. But what is that I hear? What's that? Yes, buddy. All right. So let's check. Brandon sends $39. Thank you, Brandon. And he says he is the creature from the Black Lagoon. I don't even know what that creature looks like. I'm gonna Google that. I'm gonna Google the creature from the Black Lagoon, and we're gonna take a look at that. All right. And Christy sends $5 and says, this is a clear display of the dark triad. I don't know what that means. What is the dark triad? I don't know what the dark triad is, but I'll give you a thumbs up on that. Thank you. The link to the apples is below inside of the description of this video, and it's also it's $Tanya TKO. That's TONYA TKO. It's a verified page. My picture is there, so you know that you're sending it to the right place. So thank you to everybody who sent apples through. We appreciate that. Thank you. So let's jump back to this video with Michael Nowak, Polight, and see what I don't want to listen to too much of this video because, like I said, it's draining. Let's continue.
Now you may say, Brother Polight, don't worry, I ain't talking about this case. They're talking about public record. We still have a fight. There's new counts. They're just not remotely close to what was out there initially. That's the first blessing. We're still gonna grind. We're gonna grind and grind and grind and fight. But it's public record. For the people that lied and said, I'm locked up today. I mean, why you tell these kind of, who's giving you the advice to lie? Like, the lies have to stop. And people calling me, yo, you all right? What are you talking about? I heard you locked up. Yeah, and I guess they let me keep the cell phone. Yo, listen.
I can't listen to him smacking. He wasn't attractive before he started eating that popcorn, and now with him smacking, I can't. I need to look up the creature from the Black Lagoon and see what the creature looks like, because I need to just I can't listen. Okay, let's see. Creature from the Black Lagoon. Oh, that's a real thing. That's a real Why? I cannot. Why would you bring this into our lives? Why? What is this? What is this thing? This can't be this shit. This is gonna make me pee on myself. This thing look horrible. Oh, I don't know which look worse, honestly. With all my heart and soul, I don't know which look worse. Let's see. Where's Noack? Where's Noack? So this is Noack. This is Noack. And this is the I cannot. Oh, they got a sexy photo of him coming up out of the water. Hold on. I gotta get the right screen up. Hold on. I gotta get the right screen up here. Let's see. They got a sexy photo of him coming out of the water. What? I mean, he didn't lie. He did not lie. I mean, I can see. I cannot. This is too ignorant. Thank you. This is too ignorant. I got it. This is too ignorant. All right, we're going to go back. And we're just going to take another look. Let's continue going forward. Let's continue.
I told you to get the popcorn out. I know you wish.
I cannot listen to the smacking, no.
Guess what?
No.
Suing people ain't all about getting the money. You know what it's about? You won't be able to use your bank account no more.
So he's threatening
You're going to have
people.
to reduce yourself to only getting Western Unions and MoneyGrams and money under the table. You won't be able to get a house
Like
in your
you?
name, a car in your name.
Like you
Bank
from all your
wire.
scamming? Like what happened to him with all of his scamming, right? Come on.
Oh, yeah. Because every time you get some bread, it has to be deferred to me in some shape, form, or fashion. Cyber defamation litigation. And if you...
This man is, he's sick. He's sick. Cyber defamation litigation. This is ridiculous.
You ever wrote a comment or titled your video a certain way, and it was misinformation about me, you're liable. You're going to be sued for libel. Like, listen, I don't care if you delete your videos. Some people already started deleting videos. Keep them up there. Keep them up there. Because all we're going to do is subpoena YouTube to give us the recordation of the videos, because I got another legal team, a different legal team. All they do is download videos, get the time markers where incorrect statements are being made, where people literally lie.
I have titled this video with your name in it, sir. You said your legal counsel is going to download this, right? All right. Let me make a statement for counsel. Here we go. Let's see if I need to get closer up on the screen. Let me make a statement. Your client's going down, baby. And under the No, come on now. Listen, you going down, sir. Listen, that's my official statement right there. You're going down. You're going down, baby. He's going down. I don't know what his issue is, but he needs to stop this. I ain't scared. Let's continue.
Literally just lie. All they do is get the time marker, download the video, and take a screenshot of the videos as they go up. Every day people do videos. Every day my people watch everyone from the front to the back.
Good.
Time marker each lie. They look in the comment section, screenshot who's saying lies. I put $100,000 up to the side just so I could be petty. Y'all think I'm joking too. I bet y'all think I'm joking. And I don't give a damn what your excuses are. Oh, you see, charges are being reduced because he's Illuminati, or he made right with the humiliation ritual with the Illuminati, or what's that other stuff y'all say? He's an agent. Yo, I don't care how upset you are that things are working in my favor. You lie on me, we got to deal with that. You're going to get this work. You're going to get this work.
You don't have, your dollar is not long enough, sir. Your dollar is not long enough to go after every comment, account, video. Your dollar is not long enough or strong enough. And from what it is that I hear, it's not even your dollar, bruh. This is what I'm hearing. It's not even your dollar. Oh, my Lord. We're going to jump back to Counsel real quick. I want to get through this madness. Counsel, come forward. I need to hear.
I am willing to volunteer in whatever penitentiary he ends up in Florida. I will pay for the flight myself to teach the class in libel, slander per se, and defamation on what he thinks he's talking about, or the cell block that he's in, on what he thinks he's talking about, and educate him and his cell block mates, because he doesn't know what he's talking about. Oh, Lord Jesus.
Are you scared from the things that you said
No,
in this video,
I am
Counselor?
willing, like I just said, I am willing, Brother Polight, I am willing to pay for my own flight down to your cell block, whatever time they give you, and it probably won't be enough, but I'm willing to come down and volunteer to give you a civil liability course on libel, slander per se, and defamation to teach you.
So what can you tell us? What can you tell us real quick about libel, defamation, etc.?
So what he thinks he's going to get paid for is what we call defamation per se, because he is being accused of a criminal act or of something of a sexual nature that he didn't commit. And that's the only way he can actually get paid off of that. And that's if he didn't do it. So if he's been convicted of it, then he can't get paid. If there's evidence that he probably did it, he can't get paid. If we have reasonable evidence that we think he did it, he can't get paid. If we have a reason to think he did it, like he was arrested for it, he can't get paid.
Interesting. Thank you so much for that.
If he didn't lose any money, by the way, if he didn't lose any money because of it, he can't get paid.
Thank you. That's exactly what I was about to add from my my media course in civil law. If he has to show how that thing directly contributed to his loss of money, and he has to itemize it. Otherwise, I don't know what he's talking about. Anyway, let's jump back to this video. I want to skip around in it, but it's like there's just so much juiciness in it. And somebody said he has a video on Rodeo Drive. We're going to be looking at that next.
Skimming. He was in the store?
Listen, I don't know. We don't know. Let's take a look and see. All right, Counselor, we'll be right back with you in a moment. Thank you. All right, so let's pull back up this guy and see what he has to say. All right.
You're going to get this work. Yo, so listen, this is not a opportunity for me to tell you stop doing the lying stuff. If you've done it already, it's already a wrap for you. I can almost guarantee it. By all means, if you want to continue to lie, do your thing. But what I'm telling you is this conversation is about cyber, defamation, litigation, amongst many things. Also being sued for libel is another thing. If you've been collecting money while lying on me, you've been collecting money and soliciting lies about
Let's
me.
continue going forward. Soliciting
YouTube
lies.
AdSense, if you've been getting coins and lying on me, that's a whole nother type of lawsuit action. That's another
let's continue
income
going
for the sake
forward.
of establishing the same type of income on a month-to-month basis. It's disgusting. If you make money because you're creative, if you make money because you have a
still
talent,
going
then I give
on?
an update. That's how we move. Yeah, I'm G'd up. So watch what I do. Watch this. I promise you, word to everything I love, y'all gonna say, yo, it's starting to get to the point, dude is the king of petty. He even got people in the comment section that said things about him, sued him for libel. Y'all take that stuff lightly, attempting to destroy somebody's life.
So what he's trying to do is he sees that the comments, the videos are not going his way. So now he's trying to threaten and stop people. This is only motivating me to create more, especially now that I know Counsel is looking at me. Counsel, listen, when you get tired of representing this fool, or you up late at night and you need some concealer for under your eyes, I got you this Christmas. This video is sponsored by the Total Knockout. I'm gonna pull up the graphic in just a moment. You know what, as a matter of fact, let me let him talk. I'm gonna pull up the graphic for the makeup, the vegan makeup that is sponsoring this video.
And let's build, let's figure it out. I ain't looking to figure nothing out with you. And you couldn't pay me enough money to satisfy me because I make more than you anyway. I maybe would have took it into consideration. Oh, if you made more, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie to you. I'll get the bag, goddammit. I always forgive it if you give me a nice bag. But some shit is just principle, come think about it. Told you get the popcorn. So sis, you can stop contacting me. Do what you do. Continue talking your shit. Talk your shit like you do. Talk your stuff like you do. It got you this far. Don't stop now. Hustle up as much of that bread as you can. You ain't about to be able to do shit no more. Unless you pay me my bread. My $500,000, my $1 million. I'm going crazy. I have the legitimate right. Because the amount of stuff that these people be saying, oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
This video is sponsored.
So write in your little comments, call me your little names.
TKO Total Knockout.
You know, you call me a mother effer and all that. Unfortunately, I can only do but so much with that unless you're just consistently doing it. Then I could do something, right? Because it's harassment after a while. But, you know, call me the serious shit.
Vegan makeup
that
pack.
Get you for. Call me the stuff
Those
that I got.
Late nights.
That you got to prove that what you're saying is true.
If you're a man and you have skin, because I know his lawyer is male.
I know some of you think you safe. Some of you thinking, well, you know.
I know his lawyer's male, so if you want to get the conceal under the eyes, if you want to get that rosy cherub look back, there's blush. If you want to shine and create the contour, there's contour. The TKO vegan makeup pack. So you too can get that this Christmas. This is specifically to his legal counsel who he claims is looking at these videos. This video is sponsored by the Total Knockout vegan makeup pack. And you too can have that this Christmas. So don't worry. I got you. I got you covered. I got you covered. You know, hair falling out from all the stress of your client online. You can get some filler. You see how I filled in my brows? You can pat some of that along your scalp if you need to. You know, listen, there's many ways. I'll show the pieces once I have the box and all of that together, because I'm still sampling and figuring out which colors we're gonna have, because it's still September. But don't worry, I got you. I got you. Thank you. I got you. So let's skim through and see if we've heard enough. Thank you. Let's see if we've heard enough from this video, because this is a lot. This is foolishness. All right, let's go.
I'm still kind of cool with him, so even though I'm using his name and constantly, oh, no, you ain't safe either, Negro. I got your ass too. Mid a case, woo! Okay.
Yes. I'm jumping
you don't
through
even
right
know
now.
how incriminating that is.
Whatever, because I'm fast forwarding. Let's continue. Now he's reading comments. He look a mess. You need to go gather up your client and get him the hell off the internet.
Dumbasses won't even come to terms. But it's okay.
Ew.
People think they bullying me and they thinking they celebrating my demise and my decline. And you're gonna turn around and be like, yo, damn, Polight really don't be playing games. I just don't have to tell everybody what I'm doing.
You announcing this, you ain't gully, son, and you from New York. If you was really gonna do something, you would just do it. You wouldn't be standing up here trying to, only a person who is ineffectual is going to stand up there making threats. A person who's truly gully is gonna do it. Let me ask you all, we're gonna survey, I'm gonna survey you all. Cause this is, cause I'm from New York, son. I don't know which part you from, you've been gone too long. You've been gone too long, son. Listen, let's get our survey together. This is if you gully, what's New York term? If you bout it, that's down south term. I don't know what the Philly or DC John it would be. So if you really bout it, and you know people who bout it, and you're gonna do something, if you do it, do what you need to do. Put up the number 1. If you announce it first before you quote unquote do it, put up the number 2. And if you put on some Fordham Road shades, right, and some Chinatown hat, and come and start hollering about what you're gonna do first, put up a number 3. Let's see the survey. Come on, let's see the survey. Come on, get your survey number out. Come on, let's see the survey. Come on, let's see it. Remember the numbers 1, 2, and 3. Come on. If you do it, put up the 1. If you announce it, put up the 2. If you gotta put on the hat and all of that, put up the number 3. Hey! Just like I put on this music, I ain't announced it first. We just went for it. Come on, get those surveys in. Come on. Come on. Oh, I'm seeing. Everybody's putting up a 1. Where's the announcers? Where's the people who announce it first? Oh, it's on site. Oh, Lucille know the terminology. Okay. Hey, all right. Thank you all so much. That was the survey right there. Come on, son. If you was going to do something, you'd have been done, did it. You're not going to stand up here and announce it for the people that you claim. Listen, vloggers talking about what has happened to them, commenters talking about what has happened to them would get the word out. But no, you're attempting to intimidate. Listen, I'm unintimidated. Come on, you payaso. I don't get it. Listen, I want to skim. There's only a little bit left of this video. We've been skimming. So let's continue to just jump around in this last bit of video. And I'm going to check your apples in a moment. We'll check the apples.
I really don't. Yeah, so again, it doesn't matter if people have money. You need to feel the pain of lying on somebody's name. So if that means that you can no longer use your bank accounts or collect a check or do anything in your name as far as money's concerned, pass anything over to your children, get you a house, get you a car, get you an apartment, it's going to mess up your credit too, automatically. It's going to mess up your credit. Choose duck, dodge, or hide. Like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's like, I'm satisfied with that.
I mean, I don't get it. This man, I don't get it.
No, this is not me, but this happened. Like, what's wrong with you people, man? It's more black-owned business, though, I can tell you that.
I don't get it.
Damn, is that
I don't get it.
You guys are the best.
This is too much. Let me see how he ends the video. We're going to jump to the end. Let's continue. Ugh.
Sheesh. But hey, I'm out of here. Blessings in abundance.
He can talk about some blessings in abundance. Lord have mercy. This was just too much. This was too much. All right. Then, listen, you know what? We'll bring Counsel back and just kind of confer with her for just a moment. Counselor, what are your thoughts on what we just listened to and witnessed?
Let me put my lawyer hat back on because what I put in the comments was something else. He's a person that'll bring you right out of law school. So my thoughts on Mr. Nowak, Mr. Noak, is honestly, he's not unlike a lot of people I see in the criminal justice system. He's arrogant, he's misguided, he's a client who is uncontrollable and he needs to be controlled for his own good. So from a defense counsel's perspective, he is the worst client and he's going to contribute to his own demise. For a prosecutor and for a victim and for the betterment of the world, he's going to end up where he needs to be, hopefully, which is behind bars for a long enough time where he doesn't harm anybody else. He's a predator. He's a predator. And unfortunately, he keeps this stable of so-called wives who are misguided with, often with these young children who don't have their fathers involved. So, boys and girls. And I don't want us to discount the fact that these young women that he's with have boys too, who don't have their fathers involved. And he's around them too. And he will eventually prey on them as well. And there's no protection for them. And he's going to prey on them eventually. Oh, my camera's off. Where am I?
No, I see you.
Okay. So I just feel like at the end of the day, he needs to be behind bars for at least 15 years. And I'm hoping by then he's, disabled enough. And I don't mean, disabled in the sense where he can't walk, but just disabled enough where he can't, impose his sexual deviance on somebody. I mean, that's what it is. Because he's so arrogant, I don't know if he's gonna get it. I don't know if he's ever gonna get it.
Got you. All right. Well, you know what? We're going to jump to the next video. Thank you, Counselor. I'm just going to skim through the next video. I'll be back with you in just a moment. Thank you. All right. So let's take a look at this other video. So they're claiming that this video was done on Rodeo Drive. Let's take a look.
Nice. Black-owned business. Again, we live. Talk to me nice. Black-owned business. About to cop me another fedora. We don't play games. Keep it James. You see what I'm doing? Let's take a look over here.
All right. So if I was these people, I'd tell him to not try to affiliate themselves with his store.
Rolls Royce. I did that. I just had to settle for buying a black-on-black Rolls Royce.
Talk to him nice.
Talk to me nice, you heard?
So there's a person out there with him supporting this madness.
You know what's going on.
They play games.
Come on, man.
Hey, peace.
So
gang.
he's showing
I'm
off
with
some
you.
accoutrements.
You know what's going on.
Gotta put up that brother Polight.
He got all this money, but doesn't have a microphone to be able to capture his sound. My Lord.
There's a whole lot of drip, a whole lot of ism over here.
We sit on 20 floors.
So this is what he's doing.
Go. Take these niggas around.
We came here to do. Boom, look at this, Rolls Royce Diaries, oh my gosh. Oh my
Go.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
Oh my gosh. Hey, my attorneys gave me some good news. Oh my gosh, I had to go spend some shit.
Oh, they can't see no more. They blind out the pinky ring.
I had to go shopping.
They blind out the pinky ring.
Let me just show you what's right now.
So what's up? So what's up?
We ain't playing no games.
Ain't no games.
You know what the fuck I came here to do. You see what we doing here?
You know.
So he's walking around with a purse.
Did they see the shades? Did they see what's going on here? Hold on, I got some shit to show y'all.
He walking like he done seen some things going on over there at Nuwabia Nation. That's how he walking. I'm just...
This is also my...
So what is this whole video about? This whole video is about him walking around saying that he's shopping.
On business. I got so much confidence in the product. I just say buy the product. I don't tell you, oh, I don't put a black label on my
Oh, goodness.
Toyota. He's showing family time. Me,
I'm just skipping through right now because
he got his own perfume too.
I just want to see what this is all about.
Yo, he don't even go to none of the ratchet shit no more.
Nah, I can't go down. I can't downgrade. I can't downgrade.
He refused to go.
Even the joints that you need, they're doing something.
So he has a plethora of black men around him willing to be seen with him, and even got the same red brim Chinatown hat on.
You always get incorporated in something. That
No microphone.
Think about it. Let's be for real now. This is kind of weird. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of weird.
What's weird? Let's rewind just a little bit.
James spoke with my head. I think he probably already got a spot now, right?
Not yet. You gotta go to
Yo, once I went there, I done got my spot.
Yeah.
You can't go there and not want to get a second location.
Every state, even Midwest, everything but Miami.
You gotta put
Yeah,
Miami
definitely
on
good bill, man.
Yeah.
But I'll see you guys for the trade-in. Get it in. We turning it up. We running the numbers up. You know, I always tell you guys, that those of you that, like, I never rush to go home to watch a program that I don't like. So those of you that's upset about anything, you remember, you don't have to follow me. You don't even have to get a notification. Let's be for real now. It's kind of weird.
Oh, that's
You
what
know what I'm
he's
saying?
talking
It's
about.
kind of weird.
Let's just skim through the video some more, see what's going on further in the video.
And seeing the car filled with suede over it. The whole car got suede.
So he's just talking nonsense. He's not really talking anything of substance.
And me. And I got the whole community going in a frenzy, posting shit, jail lawyer advice and attorney advice.
Okay,
Like,
so now
things
he's
going
talking
in.
about he's talking about the case. Let's rewind a little bit and get all the incriminating details that we can. Let's go back.
You're being so dope that you're a nobody when you post things that you're interested in, and you think you're somebody when you post things that I'm in it.
Right.
I'm like, I'm so dope. I'm making people that hate me money. And they won't even admit, yo, the only reason I'm acting like this is because I'm getting paid by YouTube. They won't admit that the only reason is because you know you're going to get 10, 20, 30,000 views you never had. Not because they're interested in you, but because they're interested in me. And I got the whole community going in a frenzy, posting shit, jail lawyer advice and attorney advice, like, things going in. Yo.
You know what's really sad about this? What's really sad about this is that there is a child that it is being said was hurt, right? There's a child involved in this. That's the sad part. That at the very least, right? Let's say the allegations were completely fabricated. Let's say, for instance, right? That means that there is a child out there that is in some way being puppeteered and is participating in things that are serious in nature, which are not true, right? Either way, the child needs help, right? That's at the very least, if all of this was fabricated, right? If all of this was fabricated, that's at the very least, right? At the very most, the child was hurt. And his response to a child out there who was hurt is to go around talking about how people are getting views because of him. I'm speaking about this story because of a child who is advocating for the little girl of color who it is being alleged that a grown man assaulted intimately, battered and busted up her mouth, plied her with alcohol and possibly narcotics, and his sperm was found on her person, on the clothing that she was wearing, not in a hamper somewhere, but on the clothes that she was wearing. Come on. This is the way that he responds. If there was a child accusing any adult of something, if at the very least you could have compassion for a child who is at the very least confused, at the very most has been hurt. I'm stunned by this. We're gonna defer to counsel right now. Counsel, get ready. We're gonna pull you up right now. Okay, so there are people who are saying this hasn't been litigated in court yet. Why are you participating in the court of public opinion? Save it for the trial. When is the trial going to be? Is it going to be in December, or is he coming back for some?
No. I mean, the way, when they say the wheels of justice grind slowly, there's going to be a proceeding. The next proceeding is scheduled for December. And if the prosecutor files some more motions between now and December, they probably won't even have a trial. But we're probably looking more like February for a trial.
Okay.
On top of that, with the pandemic, a lot of court dockets have been pushed back. Here's what I say about the court of public opinion. As much as we complain about the justice system in this country, we enjoy the justice system in this country. Part of the Bill of Rights and the fact that any of us on any given day can walk into any criminal court proceeding, and actually a lot of civil court proceedings, literally, at least until the pandemic, and maybe with some, safety precautions for that, could walk into any public court proceeding and just walk in and see what's going on because of the rights we have. That's why we can do it. There's no closed doors, there's no hiding, and that's part of the rights we enjoy. And the price we pay for that is the court of public opinion. The benefit we have for that is things like the Central Park Five eventually gets set free because somebody somewhere is paying attention, because a reporter or a zealous student or a nosy citizen is watching and paying attention and says, hey, that doesn't look right, or I want to investigate that, or under the Freedom of Information Act, I want to pull those records, I want to check, I want to get that information, or a journalist wants to check, or the Innocence Project, I want to get those records, I want to know. And because we're allowed to be nosy in this country, people can get pulled off a death row. People can get off of a life sentence that should have never been incarcerated. And so the court of public opinion is one of the features of the United States justice system that makes it possible for people who should not be in jail to get out of jail. Therefore, sometimes people are going to be up in your business, but it is a better system than what we see in a lot of parts of the world where there are closed doors and people go into a court and never get seen again with no representation and no lawyer and no public justice. That's what I'll say about that.
Got you. Thank you so much. We appreciate that. Thank you. So my question for you is about the DNA. We played a clip from the prosecution earlier where she stated that his sperm, his DNA was found on the victim, on her person, on her clothing, right? There's some people who are still defending, like if I could just pontificate wildly, just imagine, right? Let's say he came up with a defense like, "Oh, well, I was playing with myself over the hamper. Her clothing happened to be in there. Um, she may have come in after school and picked the clothing up and put it on, and so that is how my sperm got on her clothing." What do you think? How do you think that will go over?
Okay, so why that scenario that you just posited is such a far reach is that the circumstances that gave rise to testing her clothes were her being in this state of illness. And so she was under his custody solely. She was under his custody. She got sick. She then got, she was with him, got to her mother, was seen by hospital ER personnel, and that gave rise to, oh, this looks fishy. We want to test her clothing. The chain of events that led to the testing of her clothes and the timing of it was so proximate, meaning the timing of it was so proximate in nature that the reason why they tested her clothes and the timing of it that they did was so close together.
But what if she picked up the clothing in the morning? You know, she picked it up in the morning, or maybe she picked it up right before they went out and it just happened to have his DNA on it. And then they went out and she came back.
It's possible. And his defense attorney is free to bring that up. So here's where we get into statistics. And this is why, again, when we get to our jury system. So his defense attorney is free to bring up those far-reaching facts to a jury, right? And to say, oh, well, what really happened was she put these dirty clothes on before they went out to this industry party, because those are the facts that he brought up.
Okay.
She put on those dirty clothes before they went out to this industry party. And then she got sick. And she was tested positive for alcohol poisoning. And even if he didn't give her the alcohol, she tested positive for alcohol. She went out to a party with dirty clothes on that happened to have his semen on it. And so she just happened to have those dirty clothes on when they got back. But that was semen that she had on her clothes from some clothes that her mother didn't happen to wash from when he was beaten off a couple nights prior or a night prior. And that will be for a jury to believe versus she went out the house with clean clothes. He went out the house with clean clothes. And that semen happened that night. Mind you, what else is going to come into evidence is him walking out in the street with his 3 wives, who included his mother, her mother, Orocho, and dressed to the nines and all them clothes. He's fresh to death. And then the jury will decide if that family is a family where that girl would have gone out with dirty clothes that night to an industry party. And they'll decide whether she would have gone out with dirty clothes that night that he would have come on, or he would have relieved himself on.
Right. And then her battered mouth as well.
And her battered mouth. And I didn't even get to that. But those of us who have grown up in a certain, and that'll depend on the jury. But, there'll be 12 jurors there who will decide if it was more plausible that she happened to grab dirty clothes in Miami to go to an industry party. A 14-year-old girl would have gone out with dirty clothes to an industry party, to an event, and those clothes happen to be like that, versus she had on clean clothes.
Right.
And that happened that night. And what would be more
Gotcha.
plausible? And it doesn't sound plausible when I say it. And it doesn't sound plausible even from my own experience as a 14-year-old girl many decades ago. It doesn't sound plausible as the mother of a 14-year-old. It doesn't sound plausible, I don't think, to anybody on this live right now. It doesn't sound plausible to the community who goes out to industry parties in Miami.
Gotcha.
It doesn't sound plausible to Polight's fans, to his community. So we can that's what we call a fact for the jury. That's not something for a judge to decide. So his attorney gets to pick half the jury, and the prosecutor gets to pick half the jury.
Okay.
And people will decide if that makes sense. I don't think it makes sense.
All right. Thank you. So all of the information combined, the battered mouth, hopefully there's video evidence of how they went into the hotel, if they went into a hotel, came out of the hotel, what her state was when she came out of the hotel, as well as a forensic investigator. From what it is that I've been told behind the scenes, when a child makes an allegation of intimate abuse against an adult, and the reason why I'm saying intimate abuse is because YouTube censors certain words, so we can't say the R word, but in the case of a child being R'd or, harmed by an adult, a forensic investigator who specializes in taking the testimony of children will interview the child and see whether or not the things that the child is saying is fabricated or not. And so they did subpoena him. They did get his DNA. This incident, I believe, happened in about February of this year. And they didn't subpoena his DNA until the summer, and then a week later they got the results back, and that's when they arrested him. So he had all of this time to be making all of these videos, because the police report was done in February. I believe those were the dates from when we covered this earlier. So he had all of this time to talk about all of these things, but he kept quiet until his DNA was subpoenaed and until he was arrested. He didn't come out and start, he didn't create a fund for girls who may be mistaken or none of that. He stayed quiet, had his DNA subpoenaed. I don't know how many times they subpoenaed it, but I can only imagine that he may have delayed until August, and then they got it and then arrested him right after. So
the clothes. So the other thing I'd like to add about the clothes and DNA evidence is in terms of when the clothes were washed, how dirty the clothes were, how old the DNA was on the clothes, depending on the timing of all of that, they might be able to tell whether this was DNA sitting on these clothes for a month, 2 months, dirt sick. There might be some other evidence on the clothes to say how long that DNA was on there, if there was other DNA, or how recently those clothes were washed. So it's not to say that, oh, you can just jump up and say, oh, those clothes were sitting around dirty. Yeah, so that's not a foregone conclusion that you can just turn around and say, oh, those clothes have been sitting around. Yeah. And she wore those clothes dirty.
Got you. I'm sorry if I don't have the dates correct. Cynthia G just said this supposedly happened in May. I don't have the dates in front of me, but it is on his record, isn't it? It's on, I believe I saw it on his record when he was originally arrested.
we might not know when.
Okay, I need to, yeah. All right, when the police report was taken and when I saw it someplace else, but I was on a lot of different websites before. But this is what we're going to do. We're going to come back to you, Counsel. I just want to jump through the rest of this video, and I just want to get through this so I could be done with this. Honestly, this is just so low vibrating.
No, them charges ain't dropped. This is what the science is. No, but I'm here watching this shit. I'm like, yo, I'm a dope motherfucker, man. So, but most people, you'll see celebs, and you wonder why they be ODing. You be like, damn, they got all this bread, all this attention, but y'all, that shit's crazy. Like what they did with Kanye, the nigga walking, bump into a pole, like they can't wait.
So now he's talking about celebs taking their own lives, and you remember in one of his earlier videos, he sounded very nihilistic. He sounded like he was on his way out.
Motherfucker fall, yeah. You feel what I'm saying? Like you don't know how popular you are until someone lies on you. Then you like, oh shit. But you see the way I'm built. Like I said, oh shit, I'm the fucking man. I'm just different. Because you know why? That's one thing the conscious community did for me. They done lied and spread rumors so much. I murdered my own children for Hollywood.
The strange part about it is that the vast majority of men that I see online support him. Black men, the vast majority support him and his narrative and his effery. So I don't know what it is that he's moaning about.
Fame. I done had so much crazy shit said about me that I'm so numb that all I could do is just smile at it like, yo, y'all niggas is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Y'all crazy. Charges gone. Y'all crazy. I'm lit. Y'all crazy. That ain't how my story end, nigga. My shit ain't ending like that. I'm shopping right now. My story don't end like that. You crazy? But, I can see why so many people nerves be shot. Imagine Mike Tyson and his glory and when they started coming at him or Tupac or whoever. Yeah. Like, yo, a lot of people, those are our warriors, right? But picture the average man or woman that's not like a fighter or came from gangbanging or like, yo, they would make you lose your fucking mind. Yeah. You'll be thinking when you're walking down the block, everyone's just staring at you a negative way. They want to get you. Lord. It can fuck up your mind. And your own people is contributing to it. Yeah. This nigga Bill Cosby got released, right? Real shit. And, they gun you down when they hear the charges without seeing the facts. But the motherfucker got free because something went wrong. And no black people are really upset like, yo, damn, this nigga served time in prison for y'all to then turn around and say, damn, something wasn't right. Y'all didn't know something was right, that whole transition. That means you just want to throw that nigga in there. You know what I'm saying? No, it ain't like, yo, we say whatever he did is right or wrong. I'm just saying that he did illegitimate time. But we only give a fuck about anything negative. But we don't realize they set a precedence to see if black people woke or not. Because we accepting that type of shit, then it's going to slide with everybody else. We should just be pissed off. Like, nah, man, how y'all made that old ass brother go in there and there was some illegitimacy to the reason why he was locked up. Y'all couldn't tell somebody was lying. Y'all couldn't tell that the prosecution somebody did something wrong. Y'all couldn't tell. Y'all made him do that time. That could be any one of us under different circumstances.
Oh my gosh, we're going to come back to you real quick. What in the devil? What's going on? What is going on?
This gets a little personal for me. My mother and uncle grew up with Bill Cosby. Went to school with him. Did some work with him. Man.
Take your time.
At the end of the day, I poured over the records about Bill Cosby. And quite frankly, what I saw didn't surprise me, didn't faze me, and it made sense to me. And what I grew up hearing my mother talk about, and I come from 3 generations of show business besides a legal background. So I heard my mother talk about people like Amiri Baraka. And so I grew up hearing about date rapists and men feeling entitled to behave like this is something you expected. And I don't have no problem. Anybody can come for me, sue me, don't care. So that didn't surprise me. A lot of what I heard made sense. And you can't tell me that all these women who did not need Bill Cosby's money were coming after him. I believe what a lot of these women said. He got off on a technicality, and I feel like he should have done more time. Don't care how old he was. That's my opinion on that.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
And
Thank
I
you for
feel
that.
like we've normalized a lot of that.
Yeah.
Because that's what it is. And I come up in a field where even as a woman who had a law degree in the early 2000s, and was a full-fledged not adjunct, but senior faculty at a few universities at events with old men of no color reaching under the table, grabbing my leg at events, who had lesser degrees than me. And this was considered like I was supposed to put up with this. It was okay. And there are times where I walk into a courthouse, walk into a boardroom, and I am still disrespected by men because I'm a woman. And a lot of times I'm disrespected because I'm a woman of color. And that's what, and most of the time it's just because I'm a woman. And this is what happens because there are men of a certain generation that you're just expected that you're a woman. So you put up with a certain amount of misogyny, you put up with a certain amount of grab ass, excuse me if I'm not supposed to say that. This is what goes down. This is, and I've been in real estate, law, and business, and theater and film, casting couch crap. It's just this whole nasty crap. It's what goes down. And I'm not going to apologize for trying to make anybody feel good. This is what goes down. Unfortunately, we still have a couple of living generations of men who think that this behavior is okay, including Bill Cosby and Brother Polight.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to say about that.
Yeah, thank you. And in looking, how things come up when you start searching for certain things, I actually saw that Dr. York's son was arrested, arraigned. I just saw it come up on my thing, so I didn't read the whole thing, but he was also on trial for harming children. There are people who have contacted me behind the scenes who have firsthand account of the whole York thing, and many people who came out of that situation also turned around to become predators. We know that York is a mentor of Polight. And so it's like there are a lot of people out there. And then I saw a video that was really disturbing that I'm probably going to play for you all. It's a video of this comedian who is talking about how grown men used to run trains on 12-year-old girls and stuff like that back in the days. And I feel like there's so many of these conversations that need to come up and need to be had. So if you all are benefiting from the conversation, by all means, please leave a comment. Let me know. Just soak it in and do what it is that you need to do. So, Counselor, we're going to come back to you. I'm trying to get through this video of his because there's only a little bit more, but he's still talking. My gosh. He's still talking. All right, we'll see you in a moment. Oh my goodness. Thank you all so much for being here. This video is sponsored by the Cash App. Wait, what is that I hear? All right. So thank you all so much. Thank you so much for sending through the apples. If you want to send an apple and you don't want yours read on air, you can always send it when I'm not broadcasted live, and I'll read it off air. So Christy sends $5 and says, dark triad, narcissist, psychopath, and Machiavelli. Oh, interesting. This is my first time hearing about that. All right, so thank you for sharing that with me. And Brandon says $39 and says he needs to smack them lips. You know something? This is what you have me reading out loud. He says he needs to smack them lips for the booty bandit. I don't even know what he thought of mercy. Thank you so much for the apple, Brandon. Who is the booty bandit? Who is that he needs to smack the lips for? Farida sends 444 and says, just like a roach to eat on stale popcorn. I cannot. What in the world? Just like a roach to eat on stale popcorn? He did have the movie theater bag, but he wasn't at the movies. So I don't know what that was about. Like, at least when I bring my popcorn on, it's fresh, hot popcorn in its own bowl, not in an old movie theater crumpled up bag, chewing and crunching on it in the camera. Oh my goodness. Yes, I feel you on that. And Marie says, an R kit was done in the ER. Okay, so they did an R kit in the ER, but I am curious to know, because I've only heard that the DNA was found on her clothing. Was it found in her mouth, on her skin? Was it found between her teeth and all that other stuff? You know, if she had alcohol in her mouth, maybe that acted as a disinfectant, or maybe the saliva can downgrade it. I don't know, but you know, we'll see. So yeah, so we're gonna on those types of things, we're gonna wait for more information to come out. So let's just jump back. Let's refresh, see if we're gonna be saved, or we're gonna have to go back to the video. Seems like we're gonna have to go back to the video. All right, let's go back to the video and see what else we have here. Lord of mercy. All right.
And it's gonna fly, because no one's upset. You know what I'm saying? These niggas, they don't see the bigger picture. They be just testing the waters. It's just like religion.
I
Let
see
me
the
see
bigger
how stupid
picture.
these niggas are, and they'll believe this narrative. Then we know we still got them asleep. You feel me? If people start waking up, they're like, oh shit. That's why even though I be looking at them vaccine shits and everything, like, yo, let's see how many people go for it. Oh, let's tell them we put a chip in them. Let's just keep pushing the envelope. And then soon enough, the ones that don't fuck with all the shit that they including or introducing, they're going to be like, those are conscious ones. Because pretty soon it's going to just be like that. Right. There's a community of us that just don't go for everything. There's another group of us like, yo, man, let's not ask no questions. Let's just do it. Uncle Sam care about us. Oh, the same one. You know, the CDC is the same fucking organization. They changed their name. They the same organization that led the Tuskegee experiments that was fucking over black people. They just changed their name to CDC.
He's trying to create all of these false equivalences. One thing that people who lie do is they speak some things that are aligned with what could be truth. And then they say 2 or 3 things that could be truth. And then they start saying they're untruths, and it gets all muddled together.
For disease control, you feel me? They're the ones doing all the mandates for what we got to do and what we can't do. But if you go into their history originally, they're the ones that led to the Tuskegee experiments that fucked over black people.
Listen, I don't want to
know you know something.
I don't want to.
So now you just got to be fucking quiet. You know what I'm saying? Before you become a damn target. Your own people, we want to take you down. Yeah. They be feeling uncomfortable because you change the way you eat, and you change the way you drink, and you change the way you dress.
You know, the crazy part about it, now he's talking about the way he eat and dress. This man is claiming that he's a vegan. You can take one look at him and see that he's not. You can see that he's not healthful and thriving. You can just take one look at him. You can see from the lack of sustainability in the ways that he lives. You can see how he's promoting these name brand things. And it's like, he's not vegan. I can look and see that he's not. As a person who eats a plant-based diet myself, right? For this guy to say that he was born in 1983, 38, he's claiming, right? Well, not even claiming. He stated his birth date, and I thought that was a damn lie. He stated his birth date in the court as August 10th, 1983. And so this is the person that is claiming him, this guy right here. All of this. he's claiming is plant-based. Come on. You see how good I look with vegan makeup on. As a matter of fact, let me plug. This video, this section of the video is sponsored by TKO, the Total Knockout. Here we go. The Total Knockout Vegan Makeup Pack, which will be available this Christmas. Make sure that you are on the mailing list so that you can get the notification for when the vegan makeup pack is available. That way you can have the goodness of the earth, cruelty-free on your face and look as good as me. Listen, drink water too, because this man, he looked dried out. I don't know what the hell is going on with him. He ain't looking good. Man ain't looking good. He looked dried up. And you look, that ain't libel, baby, because anybody can see you look ashen. You look ashen. We can see. This is not the color brown. This is the color gray. He's over there worried about some name brand bags. He need to be worried about some cocoa butter, some cacao, some shea or something. Even coconut oil, baby, just a little something. Because he is dry. Listen, as a matter of fact, I think I hear, what's that I hear?
Because of your change. And you're not even judging nobody you amongst. But niggas is feeling the way about you, like, oh, you think you all that because you making bread, or you think you all of that because, oh, they got a false sense of entitlement. Oh, you should be doing this for me since you're the one that made it. Man, get the fuck out of here. I aggressively say that shit. Get the fuck out of here. You know the fuck we had the work and the time and the energy we had to put in. We had nights where we had to doubt ourselves if we was going in the right direction with our fucking dreams. You know what I'm saying? For a nigga to turn around and say, now turn over the abundance from your dreams over to me. The lazy nigga. Fuck out of here. I love y'all though. Y'all slick. But nigga been in Harlem and I'm from Brooklyn. So I know when a nigga try to hustle me. I know it. I can hear it when you try it. But yeah, this Rolls Royce Diaries, man. Love you guys. Thank you for listening to me, you know, Bill. Like I said, if they had a black-owned Rolls Royce, we'd have did it. So I had to just settle for less and just get a black-on-black. That's the best we could do right now. But make sure you come out here and you pop out. Make sure you do that. And the thoughts in the have to tell you and do a whole campaign and publicize. Yo, I just want you guys to know the t-shirt that I'm wearing. Nah, it ain't supposed to be like that. You should just be in the know. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like when I went in there, someone was like, yo, how many hats do you have by now? He was like, yo, it has to be over 15. Because I literally come in here days and bought 4 at a time, 3 at a time. Cost more than yours still though, but why you know what I'm saying? Why you tell us the price? Yeah. But we be sending them over here. Every time we in Wally, somebody always come to us. They like, yo, where y'all get those? Those hats are beautiful. Women and men. It's a vibe. It's so dope. Y'all gonna be able to make bread off it too. I'm only making X amount of copies, and then you guys will be able to sell the only copies that exist. Good vibes. We not playing around. We all over it. Yeah, I know the hats are dope, right? Good look. Good look. All right, y'all. Blessings in abundance. Every time I say I'm gonna just do a little 10-15 minute vibe, it be love. Blessings in abundance, guys. Great talking to you. You drip crazy. You know I drip so hard. Even the socks, you feel me? I gotta make it work. Just in case I sit down in my pants
with his cankles on.
Let's come up. We gotta keep the consistency. I can't get caught lacking out here. But it's all in fun, you know. It's all in fun. Blessings in abundance.
Oh my Lord, that is over. Finally. Counselor, we're coming back over to you. Oh my goodness. Ooh. That's a lot. We got bumped off of Facebook again. So listen, text notification squad, you all are the MVPs because you know you got the direct link right here. So my dear, what is your final argument? Come with it, because I'm exasperated.
First of all, he reminds me a lot of that same client that I had to drop, who I did at one point refer to counseling. Like, that's psychotic break, the client who can't participate in their own defense. But this is a person who needs to get off the street so that he can't harm others.
Yeah.
Because he has no remorse. And I'd actually typed that in the Zoom chat. He has no remorse. So he will continue to harm children because I believe he thinks whatever he did was okay. Other than that, so I don't think, maybe his attorney will be able to like keep enough grips on him so he won't violate the protective order. But I think if the case doesn't move along fast enough, if he's not stepping to TS, who is the victim, he'll be stepping to some other underage girl. He'll be stepping to some underage girl, child of one of his other so-called wives.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because he has multiple wives and he's going to add on because that's part of his posturing. He's got all these women in his stable and a lot of them I would assume just because of his MO, a lot of them have teenage daughters.
Oh, or going to be teens.
So my concern is just because of his MO, he has access to a lot of young girls in the 12 to 17-year-old range. So I'm very concerned for the young girls he has access to.
Gotcha.
That concerns me. And now, because the stupid, sheeple that run with him, they're like on notice to now hide. If they bought into his nonsense, if they bought into the Dr. York kind of mentality that he's been groomed to.
Yeah.
So he needs to get off the street.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest with you, his lawyer has probably already said all of this to him. But I don't know if the women that are in his company are smart enough to fall in line with this kind of logical thinking. So I hope they can, I hope this prosecutor can file these motions, get these charges beefed up to where they need to be so that he is off the street as soon as possible.
Yeah.
That's really risky.
Thank you. Quick question. Somebody is asking, what can the public do? Can the public flood the courts with requests was one of the comments. So what can the public do to assist in this?
The public can write to the court, which won't really do much, but it's really getting to the local incumbents. So if you live in Miami-Dade, which is, where the case is being held, that's the most. So for those of you who are subscribers in Miami-Dade County, that's where it's going to be most effective because
if they write to the courts from Miami-Dade.
Yes, but also the politicians in Miami-Dade.
Okay, like they're your local politicians, your representatives. Yes. But write to them saying what?
To say we're concerned that the courts are not going to do enough in Miami-Dade. Can you put on pressure? Can you but so much they can do because the case is taking its progress. But to put a little pressure, because at the end of the day, judges are elected and they want to get reelected.
Okay.
So that what I can say is that they are using the most of their power because they're not going to overstep their bounds, but they do want to get reelected.
Gotcha.
And so they do have a little bit of leeway in terms of, am I going to go to the limits of my power because I want to keep this seat? Yes, there is a gray area in terms of that. So
okay, so write to the judge and local politicians and the courthouse.
Yeah, but more the judge can't really respond to public pressure like that.
Okay.
As much as the local politicians in that jurisdiction.
So when you say local politician, who are you talking about? Who should they Google? Senator, assembly
All of
person.
them. All of them. All of your politicians in
Give us
Miami.
some names so that people who want to Google.
And I would have to Google those because I'm in New York.
No, I'm not talking about names of. I'm talking about names of positions that people should Google.
Yes. So your senators, your so within the House of Representatives, the House members. So that's on your federal level. So you have 2 senators, right, in the state of Florida. You have your House of Representative members in the state of Florida. And then within Miami-Dade County, you're going to have your council members, your local assembly members. And then in Miami-Dade County, you're going to have various local council members. And if you just say Miami-Dade politicians, you're going to see in a Google search. And what I will do, Tanya, is I will email links to you so you can post them.
Okay, cool. Thank you. And I wonder if we can get somebody out there to draft up a letter that people can download, sign, and mail with a stamp. So that we just have like a form that, or maybe even 2 different types of letters. Oh, what's your thought?
Well, these days you don't have to do it by stamp. We can actually, there's a couple of platforms where it can be set up in a format. There's 2 organizations where it will actually be pre-addressed to the local politicians, and then it'll be a link and people can just click in and put their name and address, and it'll go to all those local politicians.
What is the organization?
I've got to go in, like my brain is all jumbled up now. I'm tired, but I'm going to send you those links. But that can be drafted. You don't even have to use postal service anymore.
Okay, cool. Thank you so much for that. Thank you.
One is called change.org, and then there's another one.
Change.org has a way to contact politicians?
Yes. And then there's another one, but you don't have to worry about like dealing with going to mailbox.
Okay, cool. All right, then thank you for that. All right, well, you know what? We appreciate you coming through and speaking on this. Thank you so much. Everybody give a round of applause. Let everybody know your name again.
Lisa Roxanne Walters-Jeffers.
All right, perfect. Well, Lisa Roxanne Walters-Jeffers, we appreciate you coming through and spreading and sharing your knowledge with us here today. Thank you. All right. So you know what? I appreciate all of you for coming out. Today's broadcast was really dynamic. I was really happy to be able to get legal counsel to speak with us on this and to play some of these videos for you so that you can see what's going on, what's true, what's not true, etc. So listen, if you all are ready to get out of this video, I'm ready to go out as well, since we know that his counsel is going to be watching the videos. Let's put on a nice dance show for them. Let's get some music up in here. Come on. Hey. Come on. Go ahead and throw up your boxing gloves, throw up your little dancing figures. Come on. Let's see. Let's get it now. Let's get it now. Your client's going down. Hopefully they put him under the jail inside of the ground. Hey! Your client's going down. Down on the ground. Hey! One more again. Get up, everybody. You about to lose your freedom. Hey, 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 hey. You about to lose your freedom. Hey. Woo! Hey, hey, hey. You about to lose your freedom. You about to lose your freedom. You about to lose your freedom. Hey, hey, hey. You about to lose your freedom. Hey, 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 hey. You about to, you about to lose your freedom. Hey, 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 hey. Ooh, ooh. You about to lose your freedom. Listen. Look. I make these videos to support the young lady and other people out there to know your voice matters. Speak up. It's crazy how when people don't speak up, they're like, why didn't you say anything? Then you do speak up and they're like, don't say nothing. This can't be true. This, that, and the other. What is this I hear? Hey, all right. These are the last of the apples for the broadcast. I thank all of you for contributing. Thank you. Special shout out to all of the people who have given apples during the broadcast. Special shout out to you all who commented and shared and tagged on the video. Special shout out to the people who are on the text notification squad so that even after the Facebook feed went down, you all were able to come forward onto YouTube with the direct link that you got from the text notification squad. So Lacrease sends $10 and says, I love your show and your style. Reminds me of NYC. Thank you so much, my dear. Thank you. Thank you. Then we have Jacqueline who sends $10 and says, just because you make sense in all your topics. Thank you. Well, we appreciate that. Thank you very much, Jacqueline. We appreciate that. Thank you. Tamisha sends $5 and says, why not sue the mother and court if people lying? You know what I'm saying? You're right. That's where it all begins. If the mother is lying, let's start there. You talking about suing people, talking about it and defending this child. Meanwhile, if you know a person who is like personally affiliated with you, it's not like they had a bad relationship and they've been warring and beefing on social media. No, they had a relationship. He was quote unquote in love with her. She was quote unquote in love with him. Everything was hunky dory until one fateful night. So listen, I don't know if anybody associated with TS is watching these videos, but just know you are not alone. You are not alone. Thank you for speaking up. The time of the rise of the feminine is upon us. And the awakening is upon us. The reckoning is upon them. So thank you for speaking up. Thank you. Thank you for speaking up. Thank you. And then we have Maurice who sends $1 and says, pics are taken as well, not just fluids. Absolutely. So you know what? All of this will come out in the case. Shay sends $1 and says, the Black Lagoon creature meets veganism. No, don't disrespect veganism like that, because we know that man ain't no parts vegan. Not only that, but according to this guy who has videos up saying that he was scammed by Polight, by Michael Nowak, out of over $100,000 of his inheritance. He says that when he hung out with the dude was drinking liquor and eating all types of junk food. And the man was like, what is this? He used him as a chauffeur, used him for his money. It was sad. and crazy. So listen, I appreciate each one of you for coming out. Go out there and love one another. Most importantly, love yourself. And part of loving yourself is, one, realizing that there are people out there who lie. If you know something in your heart to be true, don't let other people don't let them try to convince you that it's not true. That's one. One is realize that there are people out there that lie. Hold fast to what it is that you know to be true. Two, speak up. Speak up. Even in the face of adversity, even in the face of these people and their empty, idle threats, their pompous echo of faux bullying. I don't know, attempted bullying. Attempted intimidation. I don't know. Listen. And what is the self-love lesson number 3? I gave you 2. I want to see what self-love lessons you all come up with. I need to see. So let's see what self-love lessons you all happen to come up with. I appreciate you all coming out and participating in this conversation. What are the self-love lessons that you all saw? Gaslighting. Yes. What are the self-love lessons that you realized from this video? I want to see. So again, thank you all so much for coming out. There's a little bit of a delay, so I'm just going to wait for my question to meet up with the time that there is a delay. So senators, House of Reps, local assembly and council members, news reporters in Miami-Dade. Perfect. Yeah, continue to keep this pressure on. All right, so it's starting to come up now. As says know your worth. Absolutely. Let's see. What are some of the other self-love lessons that you all learned? Guard your heart and your money. All right. Narcissism. Let's see. Let your voice be heard. I like that one. I like that one. I like that one. Let's see what else we have here. Don't trust creatures from the conscious lagoons. Church lady wants another dance. He's a professional gaslighter. Never trust these men with your daughters. Hope he's held down in prison. Stand up in your truth. Kick toxic people out of your life and keep them away from your children. Speak up. Clowns love to talk. Always speak your truth. Love your children and keep them safe. Yes, I feel you on that. I feel you on that. I feel you on that. Hit dogs holler. Self-preservation. Guard your children, get wisdom and knowledge. 9mm. Hey, Nettie ain't playing. Listen, Nettie is not playing. Divest from dusties, protect your children. Self-love lesson today is that no matter how much you trust the black man, speak up, stand up. You are not alone. Listen, you know what? I think we need to, I just need to say this because we have to separate, just average run-of-the-mill black men from predators that are out there. And please do not start getting convinced that what makes a black man a predator is him being black. There are people out there who are bad people, and we have got to stay vigilant in not allowing ourselves to be swept up in blanket self-destructive statements and ideas, because blackness is not the issue. I don't feel bad for the Dusty who allowed himself to get scammed trying to hang out with the brother. Listen, protect your surrounding and your children. There are predators of all colors. Lock him up with Dr. York. Protect kids by any means necessary. Beware of men who love pimpish lifestyle. That is, I feel that. Nowak is the biggest Dusty. Vet prior to having a man running around the streets with your child. Trust no one with your kids, no matter what skin color they have or what gender they are. Get strapped up. Okay, Tanya, I understand. Now I feel you. Never trust people who have delusions of grandeur. Okay, please, mother, stop putting men before your children. I feel you because the Latino community is filled with them. Polygamy is Dusty. Have strong boundaries. A black woman is most likely to be harmed by a BM, yes, that's because of proximity. But let's not, what we don't want to do is we don't want to get caught up in positing that it's the race of the person that makes them a deviant, when it's their deviant behavior. And we also have to remember that there are many cultures of Black people all around the world. In the Caribbean, in Brazil, in different countries in Africa. There's 52 countries in Africa. There's, you know, all of these states here. What I don't want us to do is I don't want us to take the silent minority and superimpose that over everyone, because there's a lot of issues in our community when it comes to assault and intimate assault. I believe I read a study that said that one person harms on average 16 people. So even if 60% of people in a community, like the stats show that 60% of Black girls coming out of our community have been violated, right? Most of those people are violated by repeat offenders who go excused in families or operate under the radar, or who are able to go from place to place. And so this is why it's so important to speak up, to stop a person, because if the average predator harms on average 16 people, there's some predators who harm 30 people, 60 people, and they just go from place to place harming and harming. So I want us to use our information to make us better, not bitter. What we don't want to do is we don't want to feel these feelings of being shrunk in from our surroundings and feeling. And listen, if you want to feel feelings of vitriol towards other people, that's fine. But I know that those feelings really infect you on the inside, and it clouds your own your vastness of happiness in your own life. So I want you to be realistic. I want you to be open. I want you to just be aware. And that's all I want for you. All right. So let's see. Make sure that your children feel comfortable coming to you. Yes, absolutely. All right. Real wealth doesn't flaunt. Yes, absolutely. I appreciate all of your comments this evening. Thank you all so much for coming out. Where's my applause is so low. I need to turn my applause back up. Here we go. All right. And so Cynthia X is saying fence riding. No, I'm all about self-love. And I'm telling you, when you harbor certain feelings on the inside, it deteriorates your own love for yourself. And we have got to strike a balance between being fair and being, I'm trying to think of, we need to have balance. We just need to strike a balance of being realistic as well as fair. That's it. It's really as simple as that. I'm all about you living your life to the fullest and having that full self-love. If you are a Black person and you feel that there's something wrong with being Black, like there's something about Blackness that infects other people, we need to look at the situation as a whole in totality, and we need to first realize there are two different things overlapping: the intersectionality of toxic masculinity and also the parts of being toxic, black toxicity. So there are certain parts of our culture that are toxic when combined with toxic masculinity. However, I feel that we need to be objective. We need to look and see things for what it is that they are. And I am telling you, listen, I have more information than you do behind the scenes. And I'm telling you that when you harbor these toxic feelings inside of you, the toxic feelings are still inside of you. And you have to be able to maintain a level of detachment from it while being realistic. That's all I'm saying. And other people don't have to be fair. They don't have to be fair. And you can say whatever it is that you want to say and feel however it is that you want to feel. But I want to get out of the video, but I want to ask you all this question, and we're going to do a survey before we get out of here, right? We're going to do a survey before we get out of here. All right. Listen. If you have ever had strong opposing, strong negative, strong vitriolic views towards another person, right? Even, I don't want to call it hatred, but a detesting. You detest another person, right? If a little bit of that seeps in onto you and it squelches your own life of vibrancy, I want you to put up a number 3. If you having strong vitriolic feelings towards another person has no effect on you whatsoever, I want you to put up a number 4. So that is going to be the survey right there. 3, if it seeps in on you and makes you feel more leery, less safe, less happy, if your happiness begins to squelch because of these vitriolic feelings that you have, like a detesting of somebody else, I want you to put up a number 3. If it has no effect on you whatsoever, put up the number 4. And if it actually makes you happy to have these vitriolic feelings towards another person, put up a number 5. Okay. So we see the numbers coming in. 333, Paula says 4, and Natasha says 4. For the most part, people are putting up 3. And I am telling you, as a self-love specialist, you have to find a way, right, that you release that toxic feeling, that you release it, right? That you find a way to realize that what a person did was not right and release your attachment to that feeling. Release that feeling. Now listen, anger is a necessary emotion. When you need to get things done, anger is an emotion of movement. However, once you're angry, where do you go from there? What is the action that you take? How do you take that anger and turn it into something constructive? How do you take that anger and release that? That's my question for you. And I want you all to really truly consider that, because, and let me tell you, when you numb yourself to pain, you also numb yourself to pleasure. So you have to be present and awake and aware of all of your emotions and not feel like you can't feel any emotion. I'm telling you, anger has a place. All of our emotions have a place, because when it's time to create some movement, sadness is not going to get you there. Sadness is a very still emotion. So, but after you use that anger to accomplish and to take the actions that you need to take, what do you do with that anger at that point? And there are a lot of people who spend so much time feeling angry that you don't know what to do with that feeling once the threat is no longer there, because it becomes habitual. Once the threat is no longer there in front of you, because like these men who are incels and they're saying all of these horrible things, I want you to try it. I want you to try, like if you have an account that you don't use, try typing something horrible about a person online, even a person that you don't know. Try even typing it out, even if you don't hit send, and see what it feels like inside of you to say that about another person, like trolling and saying these things. See what it feels like inside of you. You know what I mean? And so even the person who made that statement, no matter how much you do, if you trust a black man, it's always going to turn out bad. How does it feel on the inside of you to say something like that? To know that you're part black and that you have the genetic encoding to create black people. What does it feel like to say that, to have that rest on your being? I want to know what that feels like for you. You know, so on that note, so listen, I just want you to do what's going to be best for you all, all right? So listen, I'm going to, so look, Leilani says it felt disgusting. T says, I always feel guilty and convicted. Kimon says, in real life, it looks horrible. Okay, all right. They kicked me off YouTube. Girl, listen, what were you out here doing? Takesha says horrible. I mean, it's the sad truth. I don't have vitriol towards anyone. Moved past it, says Kay. All right. And Arusha is taking a survey we finished already. So that's all I want you to do. So I need you to be able to find a way that what it is that you say is truth, right? Now, if you said, if you trust certain black men, it'll all turn out wrong, that can be a true statement. If you trust certain people, that can turn out wrong. But when you say no, when you use a blanket statement for a people as a whole, you know that you're not speaking the truth. You know that you're not, because you have cousins, you have family members. There are people that if you say there are far too many black men who are doing effed up stuff, there are far too many. That's a true statement. So how do you express what is true for you, being true to yourself and expressing the truth? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. So listen, I love you all very much. Go out there and love one another. I'll give you all a hug on this. Thank you all for coming out. Thank you. Hug. And I will see you all in the next video. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. Tanya TKO, and I am out. Peace.